everyone, my name is Branton and I'm a meteorologist here at the Mount Washington Observatory.
And my name is Charlie Peachey and I'm also a meteorologist here at the Mount Washington Observatory.
Thank you so much for joining us for this first ever Mount Washington Observatory Christmas special. We're so excited to have you with us. What we have in store for you today is the higher summits forecast that we're going to talk about like normal, like we usually do on Fridays. We're also going to do a special forecast just for Santa's flying conditions that he's going to experience as he's flying through New England on Sunday night and into Monday, Christmas morning. So without further ado, I forgot about the Q&A that we're going to have.
Of course.
Yeah, we're going to have a very interactive Q&A, so if you have any questions that you have throughout the program, throughout the forecast, feel free to add them in the chat, and we will answer those live in real time at the end of the forecast. So if you have questions about the forecast, about Santa's forecast, about what it's like celebrating the holidays up here on the summit, just put those in the chat, and we will get to those at the end of the broadcast. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start talking about our current summit conditions. So what you're looking at behind me is our current summit conditions page. If you are curious as to what the conditions are like on Mount Washington at any time, you can find this on our website. So right now we're looking at winds of about 18 miles per hour. So that's incredibly calm winds for Mount Washington, especially for the winter time. Our average wind speeds are about 35 miles per hour, but in the winter we exceed 100 miles per hour every 3 days, statistically speaking. So these winds of now 17 miles per hour are pretty calm for a winter day. Our temperature is about 18 degrees up here on the summit, so pretty warm considering the time of year up here on the summit. Temperature of about 18 degrees. And we haven't received any precipitation over the previous 24 hours. It's been pretty dry over the past couple of days. One more thing that I want to point out is our Otter Road vertical temperature profile. So these are all of the temperatures as you climb from the bottom of the Mount Washington Otter Road to the top of the Otter Road. A pretty interesting vertical profile that we see here. Usually we expect temperatures to decrease as we go up in height, but right now actually we are about the same temperature at the summit as we are at the bottom of the mountain, so pretty interesting today. And lastly, we have a good visibility of about 100 miles 90 miles as you can see here. So now I'm going to show you our deck cam so you can see what it looks like on the summit.
Thank you, Alex. Yeah, so over the course of this next weekend, we're going to be receiving some generally fair weather conditions across most of New England. The high pressure that's been building across New England and into our region for the past day or so will eventually start slipping out into the Gulf of Maine, and that's going to start letting a weak disturbance over the Great Lakes slowly move into our area around Saturday night into Sunday morning. So there could be a slight chance of some flurries for us up here at the higher summits, but there's going to be very little chance of any sort of precipitation for most of New England. Anything that comes by is going to be relatively showery and pretty quick. All right. So for the higher summits forecast, Friday night we'll be in the clear under mostly clear skies. Temperature is going to be rising to around 20 degrees, and our winds will be shifting northwest to southwest at 15 to 30 miles per hour. With that, wind chills will be rising to about 5 to 15 above this evening. All right, Saturday will be in the clear again under increasingly cloudy skies towards the end of the day. Temperatures will be in the mid-20s, so it'll be a nice afternoon, and winds southwest at 20 to 35 miles per hour, with wind chills again remaining at about 5 to 15 above. All right, and then Saturday night will be in the clear under mostly cloudy skies, trending towards in the clouds when that weak disturbance starts to move over the Great Lakes and into New England. That's going to lead to a chance of snow showers at the higher summits, but snow accumulations of a trace to an inch are possible, and not much more than that. Temperatures will be around the mid-20s, and winds southwest at 20 to 35 miles per hour, and wind chills dipping to around 0 to 10 above. All right, and finally, Sunday will be in the clouds with a chance of snow showers very early, and then we'll be in and out of the clouds late under mostly cloudy skies. There'll be little to no snow accumulations expected for most of the day. Temperatures will be again in the mid-20s and winds out of the southwest at 15 to 30 miles per hour with wind chills of 0 to 10 above. So that's all I have for the higher summits forecast, so I'll pass it off to Alex.
All right, now let's get to Santa's flying forecast for Christmas morning, Christmas Eve night. So we're going to look at what the conditions are going to be like for Christmas Eve night. So what we're looking at here is a night, so that's really good news for Santa as he's flying through New England. Next, what we're going to look at is winds. If it's really windy, Santa might not have the best time flying through, but luckily for us, the winds are actually going to be pretty calm over New England for this time period. For Christmas Eve night for Santa Claus. Now, this is what we're looking at here is cloud coverage. So if we look at the southern New England, a little bit cloudier for Santa Claus as he's flying across the region. But after all of that, what we can come to a conclusion to is that Santa will have good flying conditions as he flies through New England, which is great news for us. And that's because we're going to be mostly in the clear in northern New England. He won't have a whole lot of clouds to fly through. As he gets into southern New England, though, it will be a little bit cloudier. Luckily for him, he has Rudolph to shine his red nose through the clouds to help him navigate all of the obscurations that he may encounter. We will have light winds across New England, so that's again good news for Santa. He won't have to battle high winds as he's moving across the region. And lastly, we're gonna have little to no precipitation for Christmas Eve. So great news for Santa's flying forecast. You will have good flying conditions as he moves through New England. So I think that's everything that we have in terms of the forecast. Now we're gonna take a look at the chat, and Charlie, if you wanna join me and help me out with this Q&A and see if we have anything, any questions that anyone asked.
Yeah, I haven't seen any questions other than where's Nimbus so far. And right now, Nimbus is actually sleeping downstairs. He's working off his mid-afternoon meal, having a little bit of a cat nap downstairs. So he's not going to be joining us right now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it's great to see also where everybody is from. And it seems like there's a pretty diverse group from everybody from Portland, Oregon, all the way up to the White Mountains here. So thank you for joining in.
Yeah, thank you everyone, especially those of you who are coming from across the country. It really means a lot to us, especially everyone who supports our private nonprofit organization here. What we do here is we publish Higher Summits forecasts for the Higher Summits of New England and for Santa Claus on Christmas apparently now.
Yeah.
So thank you for your support, and we hope that you have a happy holiday, and we hope that you join us next time. So with that, have a good night.